Welcome to Work From Your Happy Place, the podcast that equips you with the tools, know-how, and motivation to live your dreams and find your happy place. Be sure to sign up for our free weekly newsletter for a recap of the week's guests and a preview of what's in store. To sign up, simply text the word Happy Place with no space to 33444. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the host of Work From Your Happy Place, Belinda Ellsworth.
Hi, everyone. It's Belinda Ellsworth, and I'm so excited to be here with you today on Work From Your Happy Place. Today is going to be a great day. We have Gina Moore from Queensland, Australia with us today. Gina has come from a varied background, growing up working with her parents on the family farm and then later working in their family business, which they had for 25 years. So owning her own business has always been normal to Gina. It is of no surprise coming from that background that she has been part of many adventures that have led her on the path to being where she is today. Gina's past successes including building a substantial Amway business and becoming one of Australia's top sales managers for the Bessemer cookware company. Her biggest success, she says, though, has been marrying her amazing partner in life, Carl Moore, and their three most gorgeous children, Julia, 12, James, 9, and Emily, 6. Gina is a big believer in family life and loves being able to spend the time she wants to as mom and wife. Supporting, nurturing, and encouraging her children to always think big because creating the ideal lifestyle you want with an abundance of time and money to enjoy it is something we all strive for in life, but do not always succeed in getting unless we have the right foundations. Gina's journey in Your Inspiration at Home began fast and has been a fast and wild ride ever since, and she wouldn't have it any other way. To Gina, being able to share the Inspiration at Home gift with others to see them also succeed is the greatest reward there is in her eyes. She has helped many people within her organization during her 4 years with Your Inspiration at Home, and she beams with pride when speaking about the current 100 leaders and 11 directors in her success line, and is so proud to have such an amazingly talented group of equally minded women to work alongside with. Gina is working towards creating more of her happy place to be in daily, and although the journey is challenging at times, she has come to learn from some amazing mentors that without a stretch, there is no growth, and that anything is possible if you have an unstoppable attitude. Wow, that's so true. So welcome, Gina.
Hello, Belinda. I am so honored to be here today. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh, well, you are most welcome. I know I've had the pleasure of meeting you, and you just are a really dynamic individual that just really does care about our organization and has really had some amazing fast growth. And I know that our listeners would love to hear a little bit about that today. So why don't you fill in some of the gaps from your bio and just tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Oh my goodness, Belinda, hearing it back like that, it's quite amazing, isn't it? But to hear somebody else sort of say that, but oh my word. I guess a couple of little things you've probably gathered and from meeting me a couple of times that I am a very fun-loving person. I do love being around people. My team often tell me that, that I'm always positive. So whenever they come to me and they need that happy fix, I'm the first person they think of. And what an honor to be seen that way and to be talked about that way. And I find that if you are actually doing something that you love, it's actually not hard to be happy. It's really not hard. I love what I do. And I think, that yes, I was in the right place at the right time and things happened for me, but I've always had a big vision. I knew there was something big happening in my future, in my life, and I've just always had that great attitude, that great positivity. So clearly that's beaming out there.
Well, that is absolutely true, but I've always said, about the right place at the right time, because I think a lot of people think that, and I always say if you're in enough places, enough time, one of them is going to turn out right. And that certainly is clear by this wasn't your first rodeo, It's like you've done a few other things and you've continued to stretch yourself. And then opportunities, when you are positive, when you are looking, they do present themselves. And I think that that's really about what being in the right place at the right time is more about, is being aware of the opportunities around you and not being afraid to take them.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's exactly, like, I suppose my story and the picture of where my journey has been is exactly that. I have never stopped, never been, yes, I've been knocked down and, you get knocked down, but there's, if you keep that positivity, keep those doors always open, you just never know what could be right around the corner. So, yeah, absolutely.
Well, why don't you share with us a little bit, how has this business shaped your lifestyle?
Oh my goodness. Probably the biggest thing to me, and just knowing, especially when you read my bio before, the part about how I am so passionate about my family and my family life. This has been amazing for us. It's been a hard road for 4 years. Nothing comes easy. Nothing's going to fall in your lap, so to speak. So it's taken work. But what it has done for our lives is to help my husband and I to actually raise our children together on a daily basis. I see so many people out there that in their relationships where one partner has to either work away in order to make the amount of money that they need to keep their family ticking along, pay the bills and so on. But it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see people having to do that. So knowing that, we don't have a boss telling us what we have to do on a daily basis because of this business and because of what I've done with Your Inspiration at Home, it's helped us to create the lifestyle that has put us in control of our daily lives. And if I got nothing else out of this business but that, I would feel like I had accomplished something incredible that many people don't often get the opportunity to actually create. So that's my big thing. That's my big wow.
That's awesome. Wow, right there. So why don't you share with us, what are one or two, if you want to share three, but what are some of your greatest skill sets that you think have helped you succeed in owning your own business?
I know I only wrote down a couple of things for you, or even one, maybe even in this one, because I just couldn't think at the time. But it's hard to think about yourself sometimes when you go, oh, what is my greatest skill? What are the things that I'm good at? And what are those things that have helped me to be successful, in owning my own business? And I keep coming back to the love of being around people and the passion that I have for helping others to succeed. I had a really good example of this actually that I'd love to share with you. And I still to this day, it was very early in my journey, but I see this happen time and time again. But this one in particular has been, I guess, one that has stayed with me. And it's the results of what I've done with working with other people and to see them transform, to see them change from possibly even being somewhat of a negative mindset person. This one consultant that I got to work with, she was always down. It was this is so hard. Life is so hard. I can't do this. And it was all of these things that she was constantly feeding her mind with. And little by little, we worked on that. And I just said to her, how different could it be if you were to say to yourself, well, it might be hard, but I can do this if I never stop, if I don't quit. And we just started to change a few things, the way that she was wording, her own self-talk. And then her actions started to change. And then within a few months, I could see this completely different person. We had a situation arise where we had a little bit of negativity come up about something, and she was the first person to step right in and say, it was literally me saying the same things that I had said to her, and she was saying them to someone else. And look, right now I've got goosebumps down my arms because watching this transformation in people, this is what gives me my greatest wow, I'm so fulfilled from this. And even though I know there's probably lots of other skill sets that I have that I could probably go into, but this is my really one big thing, is the passion that I have for helping and nurturing and caring for others and watching them succeed. And I'm just watching this particular girl go from strength to strength to strength. And, she's moving forward in her business. She's moving forward in her life. What more can you ask for, Belinda? Hey, isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So how about if you tell us about an obstacle or a challenge that you faced and how you've worked through that?
Oh, there's always obstacles and challenges, and some days some challenges seem bigger than others. But, sometimes I feel like, we're living in a now society. Like everyone wants everything now. Information is at our fingertips, and people forget that not everything in life is instant. We still have, if we're not on social media and we're not here, there, and everywhere, we still live normal everyday lives. So some of my challenges has been that, I have had a little bit of that demanding sort of, I guess, not personalities, but just stuff where people want everything now. And really, that's hard to deal with when you still want to be able to have a balance of your own family life and time away from your business as well. So, with social media, we are on the go 24/7. People expect you to be there at the drop of a hat. So that's been something that I've really tried to work with, and by no means have I perfected it in any way, shape or form. But I really have worked with a lot of faith and a lot of trust in our journey as a company. I believe in our CEO so much, and I really work to overcome a lot of that not being able to balance all of that sometimes. I work with a really big vision board, like a huge dream board and a goal each year. So I'm not sure what everybody calls it, but here we love to call them dream or vision boards. And I'm a very visual person, so I work best when everything is right before my eyes. I just need to soak in those pictures and soak in those words. And, that helps me to overcome anything that I'm finding really hard to balance in my life. Or, it might even be, things that are being said or, done, but you can overcome all of that when you know what path you are on. I use affirmations a lot as well. So, and I really believe in surrounding myself with positive people, because even though, everyone around me thinks I'm always positive and I'm always happy, I'm also human and I have my times where I'm not, always coming from my happy place. So in order to keep me there and keep me focused and keep me in my happy place, there are some days I have to really surround myself with stuff, to keep me going. But that's one of my big keys. That is such a powerful thing to do. Affirmations, surrounding yourself, using your vision board. When your path is clear, when you have clarity, you can overcome any obstacles, any challenges that are thrown before you. I really believe that.
That's awesome. I agree with that. I know I have little affirmations on my wall and continue to do a vision board every year and have my goals in multiple places where I can see them, and not only my personal ones, but my business goals. And when you pass by those every single day, it just keeps you intentional about what you do want to achieve and what path you are on. And then when the obstacles kind of appear, it's like, well, it's just a bump in the road. It's just a tiny little pebble that's in your way. And you have a path, though, so you continue on the path. You kick it out of your way and you continue on the path. It's when people don't have a path that they get lost and they trip up because they get stuck. So I think that
my family, my family even do that, Belinda. Like, we have the kids working on their vision boards, and when you are surrounded by it all as a family as well, and you have those goals together, it's it really does help your entire focus and vision of what you're trying to create.
It really does. So, what does working from your happy place mean to you?
When you actually said this to me, I really, I was like, wow, what does that mean to me? Because I really had to think about that, because my journey has been fast with Your Inspiration at Home. Things have happened so quickly. We've expanded so quickly. My team has expanded so quickly. I have so many people, and sometimes you really got to stop and think about, well, wow, look at what I have created, and what does that mean? So I took a little bit of time to really go and have a think about that, and what does that look like for me? Each day I'm still discovering more now about what does make me happy and how I get to implement that into my daily life, because life is different now compared to what it was 4 years ago, for us. And working from my happy place, it means almost like I'm certainly not where I'm meant to finish. I'm still this journey is still continuing. But for me to have my day and run my day the way I want to run it, and doing the things that I want to do when I want to do them, that is so satisfying and gratifying. And, I am just filled with an abundance of gratitude for that, because not many people can say they have achieved, a certain lifestyle like that in that, in that space of time. So it's my day-to-day living at the minute that's working from my happy place. It'll get even happier, I think, because, I'm not where I want to be 100% yet. I'm still on the journey. So I think that it's going to keep evolving for me. But right now, it is so satisfying to know that I get to choose what my day looks like, and, feel wonderful.
That's awesome. So is there something that you are extremely proud of, maybe some achievements that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I love the fact that I have been able to reach some very significant levels in our company. It's the top level of Your Inspiration at Home that I've reached in less than 4 years. And that is a huge milestone. I think with compensation plans, when people are looking at those indirect sales businesses, they're looking at, well, where is this and what's that level and where's the top? And, I know I did that and learning the ropes, and I thought, wow, how amazing would it be to say that you could get to the top of that, and be there. So that is a big tick. I can say done.
That's awesome.
And I'm extremely proud of that. But, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my amazing team and for the people that I get to work with, and, inspiring everybody to and showing them that, what, I might be a mum of 3 children working from home, and, I don't have any big university degrees and things like that, but the inspiration that I can give to others to say, if I can do this, you can do it too. That's actually also something that I'm really proud of, is to say, yes, I know I did it, which is great. And I love the recognition, and I love all of that. I love a little challenge here and there. I'm not competitive at all, am I, Belinda? But, now what I'm really proud of now is that I get to be I get to be part of that inspiration, for other people, and the guiding that I do, the coaching, the mentoring, with those that I'm now working with in order to help them to shape their lifestyle that they're wanting to create. I am actually more inspired now than what I thought I would be, watching other people be able to tick their boxes, to go, done that, achieved that, on my way to getting that, and, and never giving up. And so that, I would say, that's probably what I am most proud of.
Well, you certainly have done an incredible job, and you should be very proud. And I think that it is so rewarding to see others succeed. And I know here you said to see them do it even faster. And I think that that's when you know that you did it. Some people can say, well, that's your personality, or that was a fluke, or you got in at the beginning. But when you're helping other people do it in even a quicker amount of time frame, it's like, no, this is being intentional. This is me helping them follow that same system or same path. And I know you didn't say this is one of your skill sets, but clearly you can't do this without having some systems in place. And so I would have to say that that is probably one of your skill sets. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I'm getting better with this, Belinda. You do need systems. And even though sometimes I think my systems are probably inadequate in some areas, you do have to have some systems in place. Absolutely. And probably be always looking to, improve those systems, because as I've learnt from you, systems are going to evolve all the time as you progress, either with your business or in life. So systems do need to be applied. And I'm constantly in that process of looking at my systems and going, well, what's working, what's not working? Let's change that. Let's look at this. This is a far better way to do it. So, yeah, systems are absolutely imperative.
Absolutely. In closing today, what advice would you give to others who want to be entrepreneurs or own their own business? What do you have to offer there?
Do you know what, Belinda? Just hearing when you read my bio and the way that you said that, I have tried things. I've done some other things out there. My advice really is just go for it. So many people procrastinate. They really do. By all means, do research. I'm not saying jump in without thinking, but do the research that you need to research about whatever it is that, that people are wanting to start or be part of and be an entrepreneur in. But don't procrastinate, because it's worth it. It's worth being able to create the life that you want. So, you don't want to get to the end of your life and look back and go, gee, I wish I had done that. Just give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, and, do that research. But honestly, just jump in and work with your support network that you have around you. If you are great at networking, you will find people in your life that will be able to mentor you, coach you, give you some advice along the way if you need that. But just go for it, because honestly, wouldn't we all be just living the most amazing life if we loved everything about our lives? There's so many people out there living the life that they really are not happy with. So if you want to make it happy, if you want to make some changes, just, jump in there and do it, because you've got absolutely no idea what could be around the corner for you that could create the life that you want to live. And that's probably my biggest advice, Belinda, is there is some amazing things out there. Just go for it.
Well, I couldn't agree more, and you've said it so eloquently today. And thank you so much. I know that our listeners today are going to leave inspired and ready to make those changes to really love what they do. At the end of the day, when you are loving what you do, you are generally pretty happy. And those challenges that come your way are just part of the everyday tasks along the journey. And I think it's when people are unhappy that those everyday challenges or things that appear, they're exaggerated so much because they're just so really unhappy with what they're doing in the first place.
Yeah. Stay focused, be clear, and go for it. Hey.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Gina, for sharing with us today. I know I certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure all of our listeners do as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Belinda. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us at Work From Your Happy Place. If you like what you hear, please share it with your friends, and be sure to rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher. For a free gift on finding your own happy place, please visit workfromyourhappyplace.com and click on the free audio button. Thanks again for listening.